Hello and welcome to another night of ESEA Counter-Strike in the AU region. Season 30, of course, and this is the second night of it altogether, so we are still just getting into the run of things. You're joined by myself, Jevons, and my co-caster, Bemi. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Jev. How are you?
I am doing so good. I am super keen to see madlikewizards and Ground Zero match up here for quite a few reasons. We were kind of talking about it off camera before, mostly because both these teams have seen a couple of interesting changes, if I might say so myself.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually seen mainly looking like madlikewizards getting a little bit of a buff going in here right now, just going up against Ground Zero. However, Ground Zero looking very strong at the moment as they just went up against just yesterday MC, and they pretty much took this on the same map like you said earlier. 16-7, pretty strong. And honestly, I agree with you. Looking at statistics, Ground Zero could be a favorite, but I'm excited to see how the synergy with Teal goes. Obviously, it's a new team for him, but you never know with these things. Sometimes the synergy just happens like that.
Oh, exactly. And that's what we saw with GZ last night, playing with Zemp. He had a particularly good breakout performance there. But we are diving into this first pistol round, so I might want to talk about that for a little bit. And we're seeing a bit of action here around the A side, just outside from madlikewizards.
Yeah, taking it slow. Just going to go ahead and drop a flash, just try to travel around. Usually you want to go for side A sometimes, but looking like they're going through mid, see if they can take out anybody there along the way and just go straight for that.
Yeah,
now they're waiting to get the information.
Doesn't seem like they got the information thereafter. No real engagements there. I mean, ADK did cop a little bit of damage there from mid, so I mean, that gives them at least a little bit of an idea. I suspect, maybe with the exception of Void, we're going to see a bit of a retake game. Flash comes in. Nick has though.
Oh my god!
Ooh, that's a way to start things off. Okay.
Can you get the ace?
Give the man the ace. Oh, burn.
Yeah, quite the burn indeed. A burnock indeed as well. But obviously, I mean, that was really nicely done. Just kind of keeping the mid control at the very beginning and very strong. And they knew that, once they were slowly going around, sort of a slow play like that does indicate that they're just trying to take out some people in mid while going towards A. So a good read coming in from Ground Zero, and they're off to a good start right now.
Absolutely. I mean, reads aside, Nikez's reaction to that was amazing. Keeping a level head and just popping heads left, right, and center. Fantastic from him. Jesus popping that on the chin, though, will actually score the first kill. Void wanting to get some good work done with the MP9. That's not going to turn out too well for him, though.
A little bit awkward, but if they take down the second member of Ground Zero, they take out Zemp, that could be huge. Nade has to come in and do a little bit of chip damage. I mean, JD and Criminal could go down any minute at the moment, but it looks like they're trying to use a flank round, see if they can catch them off guard, but it seems like Extinct might be ready for it.
He is waiting. He's been spotted, though. He's got two very weak players ahead of him. He takes down one, takes down another. Oh! Yep. Well, there we go. That should be it. 80k, last one left. Able to get one kill. He's got the bomb. 2 versus 1. This is still achievable. This would be a fantastic reset if he can pull it off.
Well, yeah, but you also got to be aware that Nicky's does have the defuse kit, so time is technically still on CT side.
That is very true. They've got a bit of utility to back that up as well, which could make things very difficult for ADK. I mean, at this point, I'd say this is a fantastic eco for them. For madlikewizards, they've gotten 3 kills. They've got an A gun. ADK's been spotted, though. His time should be limited here. Only so many bullets, although he does take down one. Can he take out the other? Oh, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen?
Oh, very, very close. Nicely done. Nicky's just barely pulling it off. But like you said earlier, you're absolutely right. They did make it a quite expensive round. And while it is going to be a 2-0, we are going to see a buy round probably coming in from madlikewizards, which is going to be great for them. It does allow them to sort of even up the score. And especially with an expensive round like they just did, where they almost completely reset the economy at Ground Zero, we could be seeing madlikewizards come back. So usually round 3 is not as a very important, it is still a very important round, but this is going to be probably more important than normal.
Yeah, I mean, this puts GZ in a very precarious position here. I mean, they've been able to scrounge a bit of a buy together, all with rifles, even the AUG in one case there onto Zemp. So we'll see that, but I want to try something a little bit different. I think Nikes was just far away enough that they wouldn't have heard him drop. So that's actually no wait, sorry, 80k was in Squeak, so I think they're going to be wary of a boost here.
Yeah, they're probably going to be very aware of it. Going on right now, Jeff.
There's a little bit going on. I mean, Smooth is up on this boost onto mid. He's got the AWP, so he's looking to get a quick and dirty kill onto a mid defender. That would be Burn in this case, and that, yeah, just like we saw in this first round, actually slowing down things quite a bit. They got the utility to actually make this kind of play work, though. And oh no, Smooth, he is traded out, but that is very expensive. In fact, Zemp just surviving that one.
Yeah, close. Have to wait and see. Probably trying to commit to A now. It's just kind of everybody's there to go through Squeaky, but I don't know. Right now, looking pretty strong for them. They do manage to take out Void and Nikez, so that's going to be good for them. We'll be able to get the plant, but let's see. Zemp's low on health, Extinct, and no defuse kit, so I mean, this was an expensive round for them in the beginning, so this could be where madlikewizards shine.
I think GZ might have to commit to this. We're going to see that with an early kill onto Decibel, but the utility is still on 80k without that diffuse kit. If he throws... Actually,
wow.
No, 80k just says, you want to line up for me? That is fantastic. I'll take that shot. Thank you very much. And that is it. That is... This is not a happy place for GZ, but... Again, this is a very experienced team on the side of GZ. We've got a couple of veterans, Burn especially, Niggas as well, and
yeah, they were Untainted Minds, weren't they?
I believe so. Yes. Burn was on there previously. A fair bit of this roster, but only a couple of buys here, really. No armor really, except for the form of Burnerick wearing just the Kevlar. He's got a Desert Eagle to back it up. So with 2 additional Desert Eagles on Niggas and Extinct, and a P250 on Void, I think the name of the game really is just damage here, and you can actually see this with Void and Nikes stacking up on A. It's a good angle for Nikes to hold, especially if he doesn't get flashed out or blocked off by any utility.
Yeah, it's good for them. Really, like you said, it is just pretty much name the game as damage and just try to see maybe they can steal some weapons. I think that's going to be as crucial as opposed to just damaging the economy. Maybe also try to deny the bomb plant as much as they can. There's a minute left. They'll have a lot to go.
Well, they've actually called a rotate off here to an extent. Most of GZ, in fact, Zemp's barely on the side. He's not anymore though. He's dead, and this should pretty much be a B-site that's open for business if you're a terrorist. Yep. Extinct will go down. He tries to peek from Heaven. He's transported Heaven himself. Burn's gonna try to peek the same angle, but they're just ready for it. Smooth actually pre-firing that, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, not much to write home about. This basically a round where they just madlikewizards had the upper hand, and if they were going to win that third round, that was going to be super crucial for them to have great rounds like this, and also just good use of utility as well, smoking Heaven, making sure that there's no surprise shots of any kind. Nicely done from Smooth Criminal, take out Burn, and overall, I mean, this is just going to be strong, and now the sort of the tempo or the initiative is in the favor of madlikewizards as opposed to GZ. So I think really right now we gotta wait and see what happens when the buy round happens. And they're not gonna even get away with the deagle, which would have been just as nice.
Absolutely not. That is the opposite of what you wanted for the for a bit of a deco round there. However, madlikewizards, they are building up the bank. You see 80k. I don't know if he's actually going to swap out that MP5 just yet, and why would he? You take a look at what we've got on our Ground Zero. There are only 3 P250s, no armor whatsoever. That is prime hunting grounds for an MP5, if used correctly.
But you want to make sure that you upgrade all your stuff, but much more later into the rounds once it gets very interesting. There is sometimes where people just stick to what they got until they go down, which does get a little bit dicey at some point. But you're absolutely right at the beginning. Looking pretty safe right now and look like they're just about to rush A at this moment.
Ooh, 80k busting out of Squeaky like an assassin. Does take out down there. And we're actually seeing returns coming here from GZ.
Still getting the plant, nothing too exciting. I mean, pretty solid couple of headshots, but right now they have to do a lot to damage the economy. I mean, even Smooth Criminal ADK, they almost have their full utility on them. I think maybe they dropped one smoke. There's a molly gone, but I mean, overall, this is no defuse kit. This is pretty much going to go down. Right now, we're going to have to wait and see how this buy round goes into ground zero, which I think is going to come out this coming round, and we'll see what goes down here. This could be the difference maker at the moment, or see if ground zero could just tighten up the score a little bit.
Yeah, Extinct, unfortunately, looking away from the HE grenade there, which is a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. So, of course, not unwarranted, just bad luck there, because he might have been able to get the drop on Decibel. But that said, we're going to the buy round here. We're seeing 2 AWPs now. This is a bit of a change in tactics. We normally see CTs do this when they actually just want to lock down defense, if they really just want to make approaches onto these sides as punishing as possible.
More passive control, and also just trying to gather some more information on mid, just sort of lock that down, just sort of have golfers rotate between A and B.
Oh no, Zemp, he's caught out the side. They know he's there, but he still doesn't kill anyway. That's a best case scenario considering what he had to work with. Burn, though, with the additional kill onto Teal from heaven. Jezebel, what are you doing, mate?
Don't know. Just decided to pop right in there, and I guess wasn't expecting to have a trade going down like that, but Void's able to follow up. That's the ball. Ooh.
ADK is going to have to be the one to plant the bomb. Smooth Criminal has a very tough task just trying to defend him. But with 55 seconds, I think they want to try and burn GZ a little bit. Just take some of those bodies away from that side. And, Nikez almost got ADK. It was the trade from Smooth Criminal, and we're down to Burn, one of the veterans on this side, who's going into the site with an AWP. Oh, he gets that shot. He doesn't have a kit, though. Smooth, I don't know if he knows this. Oh my lord! Burn.
Well then.
That's a hefty retake, of course.
Well, yeah,
with the AWP
absolutely.
as well. That is some mighty work from him, and his team is going to be incredibly happy with him, considering if they didn't get that, it would have been a very depressing time for GZ. But they still have to go for some concessions with this next buy. madlikewizards, they built up that bank thanks to some thrifty choices like ADK staying onto the MB5, amongst other things. So they can come back into this round still fully stocked, which you can't say the same for Ground Zero.
Yeah, agreed. They gotta be very careful and play a little more safely here. It's continuously still, like you said earlier, Jev, and I want to see a little more just passiveness and waiting to just sort of hear the gunfire rather than just sort of trying to take the initiative and attack. They do drop the nade just to pressure out, and I think they're right now just trying to get a good position, maybe rotate, maybe even go for a flank here.
Potentially. I mean, they got a bit of... We see a bit of forward positioning here from Ground Zero. I think Extinct might have actually been heard by JD. He's sitting in the vent. He knows somebody's there at least, because they had the capital at least to throw the Molotov there, but unfortunately Burn wasn't able to get anything from it. He's having to take a bit of a reserved position just towards the back of Zed. In the meantime, madlikewizards, they know they've got a fair bit of time to work with. They want Ground Zero to get, I think, a little bit on edge and perhaps slip up, make some mistakes. And it's a bit of a testament to their experience on the GZ side that they're not necessarily going to feed into that just yet, but they might be called away by that utility on A. Extinct gets one. Will he get another? He won't. But Zemp is there to get another kill. He'll get 2. Unfortunately, having a swap over to the USP, he will not get another. We may see another plant, at least from madlikewizards. Whether they're going to be able to secure this round, defend, that is going to be the tough question. Smooth. Taking out Nikez as well. Burn.
Wow.
Decibel, the grenade's not needed. I think Smooth has got this. I think Smooth saw Burns play last round and said, you know what, that's some fancy open, but how about this?
Trying to one-up him, especially literally with this triple kill, looking very strong here. And honestly, this is very dangerous for Ground Zero now. The first half looking like very much in the favor of madlikewizards, and I was kind of worried that Teal was going to be the only one showing up, if there was anybody going to be showing up right now. But obviously, I mean, Decibel's playing a little bit risky time to time, but they are showing up at the kill feed quite a bit. And also, I mean, Smooth right there just showed Yeah, why they're the designated operator of this team. Looks very strong for them right now, and I like this more patient style they're playing right now going on T side. It seems like they're trying to go for B a little bit more, but hey, you know what? That's fine. If it's working for you and you're able to flush out heaven a lot of times, seems to be pretty good for them.
Yeah, Extinct does actually get burnt alive there after getting hit by the HE as well, which is bad news for him. Zemp also going down, and at this stage, I mean, the Malik Wizards have basically kept the bomb fairly far back. I think after a while they knew what they were dealing with. There was just Nico, so it was just a bit of a stomp after that. So it's looking like it'll be another similar sort of round for Ground Zero. They do not have everything they need money-wise to force up at this point. Would be a bit of a poor decision. They're not going to do that. They're just going to invest into a couple of pistols and a flash. So considering they're actually sticking together, this is a B stack. I think really they just want to get a kill or two, perhaps get a weapon and see where the round takes them from there. Decibel, I think, has heard this. He knows that something's up, that they could be going for a full B rush. He'll take down one. That's Zemp gone. And oh no.
Oh dear.
That reaction, that movement placement after Zemp goes down is very good from Ground Zero. At that stage, it's not just a matter of, oh, one of us has died, we might as well all commit to this. They both hug the nearest corner they possibly could, and they're able to get 2 guns as a result of that. So fantastic work from them for an eco.
Fantastic work. I hope they do not try to retake this. I think a save would be probably more beneficial than try to fight this. They're still kind of outgunned at the moment. 2 AKs and an AWP is a little bit better than a P250 and 2 AKs. Just sort of in my opinion. They also have more utility as well. We'll see what they're doing. Looks like they're maybe trying to see if maybe they can get a couple exit frags before they try to retreat. Are they really trying to go for it? Oh, Burnout probably is trying to go for it.
He's got the 5.7,
Yeah.
so I mean, he might be able to do something. And Smooth Criminal's actually already weakened, but now Burn without the armor, not going to be able to do much.
Oh!
Yeah, Nikaz getting taken out by an excellently placed shot by Smooth. Void, on the other hand, just staying pretty far back there, just on top of the storage container and T-spawn. He wants to get an exit. If Burn had gotten a little bit more damage onto Smooth, Smooth might have actually not been able to survive that bomb detonation there. But anyway, that round is done. That eco is gone, and we saw some good results from Ground Zeroes there. So they're able to get the rifle. They're able to drop for any teammates that they might need to. But take a look. That's an AWP. That's 1 AWP this time. Not exactly what they want, but it's in the hands of Zemp, who has been pretty good with it. And otherwise, they've got 2 defuse kits and a fair bit of utility. So with a couple of concessions just in the form of those helmets going, which you don't need helmets against AKs, this could be the round that Ground Zero wants.
You have to be a little bit careful. And I like to protect B, seeing that, you know.
Well, like we've seen previously from madlikewizards, I think even though they may know this could be very well be a buy round for Ground Zero, I think they still just want to bait out these kills from the CTs, and they're not getting them just yet. You can see, even though they look like they were prepped for B main there to hop in, they've actually fallen back to mid. This is a sign of a very patient team, and they're hopefully, I mean, if you take a look, they've got a lot of mid control now because of this. I mean, this could basically be just walking straight into the pincer, so to speak. But if they're able to do a lot with it, then fantastic. But with 33 seconds left, I think it may very well be go time. Split B.
See how they go. Ooh. See if they can maybe get a trade and just like see if they can get a frag with 80k. But going down 1 by 1. Oh my gosh. See if they can take out Burn. If they're able to do so, just kind of falling back on heaven. Not going to be able to find any results, but do manage to find the hand. But are they going to be able to close out the round, Jev?
I don't know. You see that we've basically got a flash and a bit of a, well, basically incendiary here. If used correctly, this can potentially flush out any CTs that expect, but that forward or position, they haven't shut it down. They've just run in. Zemp also going down. Void, he is locked in checkers here. They should be looking to just annihilate him, deny that gun from making its way to the next round.
What?
Ooh, Smooth going with an instant repeek there around the side. Box will get the kill. That's... Yeah, that's...
I wasn't expecting that.
That's a little bit unfortunate. I think I think Mad Like Wizards yeah, with that sort of drop into checkers from Vents, just a lot of firepower, a lot of condensed directed chaos onto that B site, pretty much flushed him out. I mean, Extinct was able to get one, but as soon as they knew he was there, the rest of Mad Like Wizards, they actually had two people lined up on that angle. They wanted to give him no chance of getting a kill. But
Yeah.
another eco round, some pistols bought for GZ. Don't know if they're going to be able to get any sort of damage here, and with only two left so far, I think it's a bit of a foregone conclusion. But you never know. We have Void, we have Extinct. They might be able to get something here. It's another day at the office for Mad Like Wizards, though, and Extinct goes down. Oh, Void will get pulled out. He actually gets a kill.
Eagle.
He gets the rifle, though, the AK, and with a bit of Kevlar, no helmet, but Kevlar. This could be something in the making, except for ADK on the long flank. Yeah, I think Void would have had just too many different angles to deal with. As soon as ADK basically pops the shot off to it, it doesn't kill him, it immediately pulls his attention, that's it. But GZ, on the other hand, they're going to go back to that double AWP setup, and I think potentially if Zemp will probably go back onto the B side, but if they give him a bit more backup to work with, that could potentially be the deciding factor here. In fact, Zemp, he's tired of B, he'll go A. That is fair enough. The other side of things, we will see a potential bit of latency there. That is all right, though. We're back in, and with that, we'll see a little bit of damage being copped by Smooth Criminal at this stage. That's early round damage on an AWP, so I mean, at the same time, he doesn't necessarily need to win duels through health, he just needs to get that first shot, of course. Extinct will go down, thanks to the hands of Telio there. They've given up a lot of mid-ground. Oh no, ADK gets the drop on Zamp.
Where's Burn? Where is he gonna do? Seems to be a little bit dangerous. He's just trying to protect B at the moment. See if he can find results, but he's just gonna get overwhelmed like a swarm of bees. Mad Like Wizards are just gonna be mad like bees. Get the plant. Golly, I'm just kind of bothered by they've done a couple of greedy things round zero. Just in the sense that they try to get a couple of exit frags instead of going for the save. Like I think in round like 5 or something along the lines of that, they had 2 AKs that they stole from Mad Like Wizards. Still tried to get some kind of kill, and they only got away with one of the AKs. And then after that, they recently stole one of the other AKs, tried to get an extra frag, then let the bomb plant go, but they just went down right away and they didn't get any kind of benefit at all whatsoever. So, I mean, I think at the moment, I would just say it.
Oh, Void. Not able to connect the shot. Dezabel, quite aware that there could have been somebody in the back of Squeak there, so that will be 9 rounds to Mad Like Wizards. This is an impressive showing because it was Ground Zero's CT half on their match last night where they're able to basically build up the bulk of their rounds. They're still pretty strong on T side as well, so we may see a bit of a rebound, of course, but we do have a pause coming in. We don't know if it is tech or tactical. We'll know pretty much if it's only a short pause or not, of course.
I would assume tac.
Yeah, at this stage, I'd say that GZ have to call a tactical. This is a sharp contrast to what we saw from GZ last night. And
Matt showing up.
Yep, absolutely. MLW basically kicking off this year very much how they wanted to, of course. I think they just had a bit of a bad luck towards the end of 2018. But, of course, new year, new Mad Like Wizards. So, we're seeing a bit of that right now. And there was some ominous thunder outside when I said that. So, I'm going to leave the puns or the hashtag memes somewhere else. But anyway, we're getting a bit of a slight, not necessarily a force buy, but they've got 2 scouts here, which is going to be interesting, especially for the fact that Void will get 1 kill and a considerable amount of damage onto Teal as well.
Trying to tag as much people as they can and try to maybe steal some weapons. I like this idea. It's a little expensive, but at this point, it's getting close to the end of the first half. May as well do some crazy stuff, right?
Well, yeah, the money works out for them as well. I mean, both Void and Nikes were at about 2,700 after these purchases, so that's still well within the realm of what you want. And
oh yeah,
of course, with the loss bonus, that pretty much makes it a well, I mean, I wouldn't call it a roll of the dice. I'd basically just say, you know, maybe get some cheeky kills, which we saw some Void mid there, and cheeky bit of damage onto Teal, and yeah, maybe get a gun, maybe get a couple, but
or at least get some kills.
yes, that's pretty much what they want. I don't think they have any hopes of really breaking the economy of Mad Like Wizards at this point. I mean, the poorest member on their team, JD, is at a measly $7,300. Zemp.
Can anyone spare him a utility?
Zemp, the lone warrior, the dead warrior on B. He had no armor, just the USP. That was not a fight he was going to win. If he did, then I would have loved it, but sorry, Zemp, not today. And that grenade Kobe's its way right through heaven, down onto Extinct, who was actually at the bottom of the ramp to heaven. They bypassed Nikes altogether for the most part. And I don't think they want to retake this. I think, again, they're just looking for exits like they did last time. If they get a little bit too greedy... Hello, Teal. That was an amazing flick.
Well,
yes.
Good follow up from there. My goodness.
Yeah, that was basically a wipe after that, but Teal was actually looking right at heaven when he just flicked straight onto Nikes there in tree. So, yeah. He's definitely greased up the mouse tonight. That's some quick flicks, but with this, we see a perhaps final proper buy round coming in from Ground Zero. They're still going to go for that double AWP setup. Again, I think this really does mean that they're just not entirely certain what they want to do to actually counter Mad Like Wizards. They're just sort of falling back on firepower. We do see some slight change-ups here. Extinct his positioning towards basically just outside a garage, sitting outside the smoke. May help, but Mad Like Wizards could be shifting this up and just going for a fast A, just to really try and throw Ground Zero off their game. Extinct gets a kill onto Decibel. Smooth is there to trade it out onto Burn, and that basically signals the dinner bell for A side. 80k and JD getting mad damage and kills onto Nikes and Void. But Extinct, he drops the bomb.
But, ooh, that's some good nade damage. That does make the fight a little more in the favor for... Or, well, I mean, Zeb just kind of just shut me up right there. It's still possible. Very dude. JD is still on full health. They do need to get the bomb, but there's 50 seconds left on the clock. They don't need to rush time, and they will be able to take this round. Yeah, this is not looking too hot, but I feel like in the second half, I think Ground Zero, this is going to be one of those days where it could potentially just be where, you know... You need a few rounds to just sort of pick up the momentum. So I'm optimistic for the pistol round. Those are always exciting for me.
Yes, I mean they're gonna have to basically bank on a reverse sweep, and the fact that if they can't break the economy this half, then at least they know that MLW is going to be starting off kind of weak there. And Zemp, first casualty with the scout. He wanted to get that early peek, but Decibel. Actually, no, sorry. I believe it was, yeah, it was Smooth. Does get that first kill, and that's going to make things a little bit more dire for Ground Zero here in the last round of this half.
Smooth just kind of on fire as well. I think what I saw was just earlier, just 15-4 the previous round. That's pretty crazy, especially op right now, and you can see why. Once again, they're undesignated op. I think, honestly, right now, Ground Zero's been
no.
Oh, dear.
Void. Nice idea. 80k, though, was just better positioned to really deal with it. And 80k might actually... Oh, no. Yep, he has seen Nikes as well, so that's the flank. And that is it. We're going to see a 12-3 half. Mad Like Wizards have got to be particularly happy with themselves. Ground, on the other hand, I mean, that tactical pause might have provided them with a bit of room, a bit of a breather, but whether it will actually provide them with the actual respite that they need, if they've been able to properly talk about what was happening in that half, I don't know. At this stage, I don't know if Ground is going to be too well served by any tactical pauses at this stage. They might just want to try their best, and if this doesn't work out, they might just want to sort of move on to another match, and call this one just a bit of a bad round for them. But the pistol is starting.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah. It's still early. I mean, it's early if you've got
early into the season.
Well, yes, of course. That's Smooth.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, well.
Who is this, Tabson?
I mean, yeah, Smooth is really stepping up to the plate for his side tonight, and he's the in-game leader. So, yeah, leading by example, of course, is one of the best forms of leadership there. But
hello.
Burn and Nickez will delete Teal and Smooth from the server. This gives them a one-player advantage, almost a two-player advantage, because JD is on very weak health. 80k, keen to try and get that positioning in Z, but will he be able to survive this?
Flank.
He won't. Flank coming in from Burn. That is it.
Oh man, Burn's had enough.
He's he's
Burn
fired
says,
up.
"I am done. Let's go. Let's just wrap this up. Push it hard. Go hard or go home." And I think is that I hope that, you know, seeing Teal and Smooth go out right away, I kind of had a feeling that, like, maybe it's like, okay, this could be the route, because those are the ones that have been sort of popping off this lately. Not to disregard any of the other guys, but at the moment, I think this is going to be a very good showing, and I think we're going to see a little bit more of a closer game because of this. I'm just kind of making a guesstimate, if you will, but at the moment, I'm very interested to see how a buy round goes for Mad Like Wizards, because now we're going to see them in an economic situation as well. Unless they just somehow make a magical pistol round and cast, like, I don't know, op on a pistol. Yep, there's your joke for the day.
That's fantastic. Well, we'll see. Flash coming in. Extinct does take down Smooth, but this is, of course, just a bit of a throwaway round, and MLW have a lot of rounds to work with here. So, of course, this is pretty much how you'd really want to see them play. No real investment into this one. Literally just, all right, the worst they can really do is maybe get up to 5 or 6. We'll get the bye, and that's basically where we pull the handbrake on their game. Ground Zero, perhaps knowing this, want to basically commit to a bit of firepower now as you would post-eco, and really just make sure that all of their players stay alive, because even though they might be able to buy up next round, these economic hits are going to sting just that much more. And MLW, in fact, in a bit of an extra play to this, they don't even want to feed these SMGs. They're just going to hang back and not even let them build up that money.
Yeah, it's smart, but it's also kind of does say that Ground Zero is now starting to sort of read the passive behavior of Mad Like Wizards, and I don't know if this is going to mean that we're going to see more aggressive plays coming in from Mad Like Wizards, or we're just going to see, oh, they do manage to get a couple of kills, but
yep. Dezebel getting a collat, but he doesn't of course survive with either of those SMGs. They were just Mac 10s anyway, which really might have provided a bit of extra oomph in this round, but you can see they're actually buying up into rifles anyway. So because of that, really, if this hurts anyone, even though Ground Zero survived with 3 players, this could actually be be effectively the stopping point to where GZ could lose their momentum. However, again, GZ, an experienced team, they know how to fire themselves up. May be able to carry this and keep a level head, even though the score does not look too great for them just at this stage.
Well, they've been in situations like this before. It really does also, I feel like, comes down to how the nades are going to be used. If there's going to be a lot of nade damage coming in from Ground Zero, they need to hit those right away. There is a little bit of armor, so they do have to go through that. They do manage to get the fine first kill. Jeb, what are we looking here?
Oh, we are looking at basically a bit of a...
Oh dear.
A pincer action, basically, as Mad Like Wizards read this really well. They get onto this A side. They have lost quite a few players just to try and take down 2 and a bit players on the side of Ground Zeroes. GZ effectively left with perhaps 3 players health-wise. JD will go down soon. He's low health, out of position, and yes, so that looked like Mad Like Wizards may have actually gotten the drop on them, just as GZ pushed into the site there, but Jules basically favored GZ, and they're able to keep this economy strong. And then the other side, that's actually a little bit of a economic bummer, if you will, for Mad Like Wizards. They've got to basically hold back a bit again. They'll have full loss bonus, so it's not a massive delay in terms of their plans, just to eventually catch out GZ and make it towards the 15 mark at least. But JD, his positioning here could be crucial. Smoke just allowing him to view around the side here, and with that CZ, if used correctly, could actually tear through these AKs. We've seen crazier stuff in this game, of course. Smoke dissipates, and he falls back to a safer position. MLW may have read this again as we see a bit of a slow walk rotate towards this B side, but if it turns into a retake situation, I think MLW are pretty much locked out of the site. Oh, no.
Did he find a double kill? Oh, they do get one kill. They are able to find it, and they do manage to get Void. This is looking pretty good. How does Teal work this out? They do flush him out.
They do, and that is not the greatest. GZ assuming that the Molotov would basically force a pretty much instantaneous runaway from JD there, but he's basically sitting in the flames saying this is fine, and he chews through through one GZ player and almost actually makes his way through Void as Dezabel. You're able to basically make this count, that P250 there. Excellent shot, and I don't know if he actually really wants to go for this. I think maybe he even just wants to keep GZ close to that bomb site there in the hopes that it might kill one, but don't know if he's actually going to be able to do anything here. I don't think he's actually going to be able to get a gun. He is hanging around it, though. 24 health.
Oh, he does manage to live. Does he manage to get to it?
Oh, they're running back in, though. They know what he wants.
Oh.
He gets himself a smoke grenade. Not the best prize, but if he had gone for the AK that was just in his view just before the round ended there, he would have almost certainly been killed. So, perhaps mixed blessings, of course, but MLW, they're able to get a bit more of a different, get a bit of a different buy here. We're actually seeing an AWP against Smooth, which was, well, basically last half we found out that the devil was real and he has an AWP. So,
Yeah.
But Smooth has basically been providing a lot of fantastic results this round with that AWP, and he's not taking his eyes off of that A boost. That grenade does make things a little bit more difficult for Zemp and Extinct, but Zemp doesn't care. He himself gets a kill, takes out Smooth, and that could have been a key ingredient to them winning this round.
Could have been, but yeah, double up setup does lock down mid when you're on Inferno, and that does help you out a lot if you know how to boost properly. And Ground Zero, with the experience they have, they certainly know how to do that. We'll see how they work out, though. It's not the end of the world for madlikewizards. They do need to sort of commit and maybe rush in a little bit more than they have been doing so passively wise. So we'll see how this goes right now that they're rushing A right now for GZ.
Yeah, GZ has been in this position before, and it seemed like, oh, Zemp, quick flick onto ADK, Void also fell out with a kill, and that really should be an instant save being called by madlikewizards. That did not work out for them. Zemp getting that early positioning, if he had not have rushed into there and gotten that quick flick, that could have been a different round. Perhaps he would have repeaked it later on, but yeah, this pretty much makes it unwinnable. You can see Teal and JD will make a nice little life for themselves, hunkering up in the sunroom, hoping
Not so bad.
that GZ can't get to them and take these expensive guns away from them.
Hopefully, and I really want to see Smooth just try to pop off back on the op. I think it may be a little bit hard to do so on CT side, just depending on how you want to position yourself. I mean, really one of the biggest ways you can sort of take control of that is that if T side does rush B, they do manage to take advantage of Heaven. I think Smooth would be able to just go crazy with that, maybe with Dezabel dropping in as well. We'll see how that works out for them. They do have not the biggest buy round. It's sort of kind of eco buy round as they see. It's maybe try to steal weapons and keep going. Oh, that is a good molly.
Yes, it does get a bit of hurt onto Zemp. Burn, though, does take out ADK. And the main reasoning behind this round is pretty much all of MLW are 2,000 or above. So they've done the numbers game. They've actually played the numbers game even more here, just making sure that they distribute the wealth, get a bit of the guns going elsewhere. And Teal, somebody has to shut you down. That'll be Void. Now, the Lone Ranger. Smooth. Decapitating him, giving him a lovely Russian haircut with the AK-47. And Ground Zero, they still have money. So they can still keep up a bit of a good fight, but this may very well be the break that MLW have been waiting for. And that slight force, knowing that full well that they could buy into that next round, yeah, I think that was perhaps a bit more than MLW themselves were expecting there.
Yeah, well, by the grace of God, that somehow they managed to do that. But I mean, hey, they got the skills to pay the bills sometimes, and both teams very good. But right now,
ooh, well, JD almost caught out of position there. That could have been could have been lethal for him, really. But he's able to escape with his life. Only a bit of damage. He is very he's a bit cheeky. He's still going to stay in that forward positioning there. Perhaps working off the reasoning that if somebody does get tagged, they'll want to fall back and play a bit more conservatively. And this pretty much kind of puts it back into a bit of a weird default for madlikewizards. They're working on the fact that they will have to either retake or rotate quickly to this B site, and considering GZ's positioning, that may very well be the case. GZ, on the other hand, have a much more focused goal in mind, working on mid and A. Perhaps seeing what they can work towards. Nikez, on the other hand, not completely unaware as to any flanks that could be coming through. We'll want to keep an eye out. But with Burn being spotted there, we're going to see Teal make his way towards A. This is a 3-person stack on A. That leaves JD just outside of B. That Incendiary not going to stop the people he wanted it to.
wow.
Ooh. There we go. Wipe City for
Save.
madlikewizards. So little time left, but if he denies the bomb plant and somehow stays alive, he won't deny the bomb plant, and he should get taken down here. As long as they don't feed him one by one. And they won't. GZ are able to bring that back, and that's a reset onto madlikewizards. At this point, I would say that MLW should perhaps consider calling a tactical timeout. If anything, just to give themselves some breathing room.
Yeah, I would say after this buy round, definitely go for the tactical pause. I don't think there's much to worry about at the moment. I mean, the economy's pretty okay. They've been able to dent it here and there, and they do have quite a bit of a round lead, so they may be able to pop off. It's Stink right now, popping off as well. How that works out for them at the moment. See if they can get some pretty sick deagle shots for their montages, Jeff.
Well, you got to build them up. You have to get to that Dennis or Freiberg level at some point, but with that, we're going to see Void actually copying a fair bit of a hit there. And with things slowing down a bit, if they really just try to move into these close quarter engagements...
No way!
Smooth! With the grenade, it takes out Void. I mean, that brings it back to 4 versus 4, but of course, on the CT side, 4 versus 4 is really 3 versus 4, and of course, now less so. But
that was still sick.
Yeah, you gotta love it. And Teal as well.
No!
Uncontested.
What
this
is happening?
This is no. Nikez has been good. Okay, Nikez on Grand Series. He may be able to bring this back. This is still a weakened team that he's fighting up against. He may be able to clutch this one out, but with the orb picked up, no, that won't be the end result. And that brings madlikewizards one way around from getting at least getting it to overtime.
SEO frag. That was absolutely nuts. I cannot believe that. That was pretty interesting. I mean, honestly, when you're playing with an eco round, sometimes that mental game of like you don't have much to lose is kind of great, and that kind of was looking for that mentality with madlikewizards a couple of times, because they do need to rush in a little bit because they've been hesitant with their plays some time to time. So I mean, they have the stuff to work with. I hope they don't play it passively like this again, because that might spell a little bit of trouble for them. But already getting a good tag onto Void at the beginning once again is a good way to start things off, Jeb.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and we're seeing a very, very far back position from Teal here. So yeah, you're hoping they weren't going to play passive. Teal, he's in CT spawn practically. So yeah. They are sacrificing a bit of ground. However, this mid-ground on cage can sometimes be absolutely critical. In fact, a lot of these setups that we've seen onto this B site have been split B. Teal's AFK, I have heard. Okay. So,
Grabbing a snack. Too much tension.
You have to keep the energy levels up, of course. He is moving forward. He is shuffling back and forward ever so slightly. But the rest of his team is there, and I don't know if this is going to be a... if they're going to call a timeout for this one. They've had a bit of damage already granted on either side there. In fact, mostly GZ with Void getting hit early on. So that normally means play on. Teal's actually moving to Z now, so he is back. And just in time to get a kill. Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, well, apparently you can grab your snack, Teal. You know, it's one of those moments where you can have your cake and eat it too. At the moment, they're getting this round. The bomb has been playing it. I mean, they're kind of camped up in a good position right now, Jeff. Oh, but that's a lineup.
They are just going to tear through. Unfortunately, a 8 HP Void. They used the AWP on him. They wouldn't have really needed that, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that does bring MLW to round number 15 on their scoreboard. And that is fantastic for them. This makes it pretty much a much harder uphill climb than it already kind of was at halftime. Ground zero, though, all credit to them, have had a pretty excellent T side here comparative to their CT side. So this is where we're seeing a lot more of their strengths come through. And because of that, they may very well bring it to overtime. We may actually see this this go there. But of course, the firepower is all on the side of MLW. So the odds are quite stacked against them.
Ooh. Yeah, odds are quite stacked against them. Good trade coming in back and forth, but it is still very much in the favor of Ground Zero as they are going in together as a group. I mean, it's kind of hard to deal with a stack when you're so spread out like madlikewizards. Understandably so. They will be able to get this plant, and I think they are going to be able to get the round. Not going to be able to deny it. Super duper close. Oh my gosh. Void getting by the scrape of their teeth right now, Jeff.
Yeah, full health. That grenade was just a little bit further towards him. That could have been a denied bomb plant, and that could have actually emboldened them to go ahead for the retake, which they've held off on now. And in my mind, this kind of makes sense, just for the fact that again they've hit that 15 mark round for themselves. Anything further to this is potentially granting GZ a couple extra weapons. You got to balance that with, of course, them perhaps trading up or upgrading later on. But that AWP, which should, in theory, be going back to smooth on the side of MLW, could very well seal the deal for them.
Will be economies super duper strong right now for madlikewizards. They've been able to pull ahead with a couple of rounds string together. Ground zero, I mean, they're doing pretty okay. They are going to be able to just buy into this round pretty strong as well. I think it really does come down to madlikewizards really just going aggressive, going for the jugular at the moment. I would love to see that as opposed to Teal being AFK for a second.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd love to see them not being so passive, because we have seen that for the past few rounds at least, I think, for them. And I don't know if perhaps this is something that they're consciously doing, hopping back, because they've read into GZ's playing style. Very well could be because they've been able to weather some assaults onto sites, but with that Molotov going down, doesn't block the approach. Extinct goes down. He's traded out though. JD able to get that kill. And this is it. This is pretty much do or die time. This is not the round that you can wait to save your guns or anything like that. JD winning that firefight against Burn. Bombs planted though. But the utility... Oh, JD's going to escape it just ever so slightly, but Nikes spots it.
No! Interesting. Very well done. Doing the best they can. And this is kind of what I was kind of worried about. And I'm not rooting for madlikewizards at all. Strictly mutual, but I must say that, like, I'm just saw Heaven, and I just saw maybe if they just rushed it, because nobody was trying to keep an eye on Heaven for the most part, except I think maybe it was Void or somebody along the lines of that, and they could have taken advantage of that. They could have very well done. And the fact that they're going the fact that they have a plan B, like you said, it's just kind of, don't doubt yourself, just go for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's that is pretty much it. So they've gone for the retake there.
Good on ground zero for taking advantage of that.
Yeah, they did a lot of economic hurt onto the side of
Speaking
MLW.
of hurt.
And yeah, Smooth is going to be mollied out there. Is he going to get taken out? No, Void will hold off, but I'll have to see how it goes on. Oh my god.
Why?
Well, yeah, that was a nice little 1-2 how do you do by basically Smooth and Teal there. Teal with the scout dropping the health so much, and then Smooth coming in with the USP shot is what made that viable.
Are they
Doesn't have
doing
any
it?
armor. Oh. Burn and Nikes say no, they're not. But with MLW's more forward positioning here, ADK. Oh no, that's bomb.
Oh, why?
ADK drops bomb. Yeah, there we go. I mean, the reasoning would be that, you know, they're on eco. It's got to be just a.
Are you kidding me with this?
ADK. Always does kills. But with the USB, that shouldn't be happening, but amazing work from ADK, and that is doing wonders for the team. Decibel may even be able to get a gun as a result if ADK's called that out. Decibel getting the USB kills as well. This can't be how Mad Like Wizards get their 16th round.
No!
Zemp, he's the last one alive. He has AWP, but no, that's
I
it.
cannot believe it.
36 health, 20 seconds left.
No,
what does he do?
Oh my god, no! No! No, no!
Oh no, GZ.
Why was this a thing?
Uh,
I didn't know I needed this in my life, Jev. But
Look,
I do.
GZ, you've got to give them credit though. They
did great.
They were pulling themselves back from a 12-3 half, and then basically to bring it back to even a score that competitive. Of course, that last round is going to sting a little bit, but that's where you start giving credit to MLW. Very strong out of the gate performance for them. They they basically hit GZ like a flashbang. Okay, well, we do have the next match coming up, Mad Like Wizards versus Order, so please stick around for that one. That's going to be a ripper, and we're going to jump to a break. Stay tuned.